What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Billboy John 2510. We'll do my Survivor Series review and results. Team NXT regained Supreme. So you guys are new. Hit that red button, connect with me the right way, and let's get started. The panel goes over tonight's card now. Coach notes that the Survivor Series main card will begin with WWE NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch. Women's Champion versus Smackdown Women's Champion Bayley, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. We cut to a video package on the match. Sam Roberts and JBL are on the ramp now, talking about the women's triple threat. They talked about how strong WWE Women's Division is and brand supremacy. They send us back to the panel and look at Rey Mysterio versus WWE Champion Brock Lesnar. We go backstage to Paul Heyman and Sarah Schreiber. He talks about Lesnar conquering Rey Mysterio tonight and says it miracle and massacre. We go back to the panel. Booker says Brock is going to make Rey suffer tonight, which I agree. Coach reveals that there will be a cross-brand tag team battle royal on the kickoff. Charlie promotes Akria tozawa versus Kalisto versus the cruiserweight champion Rhea on the pre-show. Raw Tag Team Champions the Viking Raiders versus the NXT Tag Team Champions Undisputed Era. The Smackdown Tag Team Champions The New Day is also confirmed for the pre-show now. We go to the break. Coach sends us the video package with highlights from War Games last night. Sam and JBL are back at ringside. They talk about how the NXT superstars will beat up tonight after last night's match. We got another break and more Survivor Series talk. The WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels is on the panel. He reveals the following for Team NXT's men match captain: Tommaso Ciampa, the UK champion Walter Matt Riddle, Damian Petrus, and Keith Lee. Michaels goes on with a big praise for NXT. Kathy Kelly is backstage with NXT champion Adam Cole now. He talks about being ready for tonight and says even though Pete Dunne is a part of the NXT movement, he will be done like he likes Raw or SmackDown star. And tonight, Adam Cole goes on and walks off. We go back to the panel and HBK continues to praise Adam Cole and Pete Dunne. Shawn Michaels goes on about him and currently graduated good generation of NXT stars and hungry and proportionate. Shawn Michaels leads the panel and Coach hypes the 15 women's match at tonight's pay-per-view. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley joins the panel from backstage. Bayley says this is her night and she won't worry about Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch or NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. We get more time from the panel and it's time for the first match after this quick break. So we got the tag team battle royal, the OC, the Revival, the Forgotten Sons, Dolph Ziggler and Roode, the Street Profits, Zack Ryder and Curt Hawkins, breezango, Lucha House Party, Imperium, Heavy Machinery. We go to ringside, and Big Joseph welcomes us. He joins by Nigel McGuinness and Corey Graves. Gray Hamilton begins the introductions as we see the Tag Team World Cup trophy on display at ringside. The OC Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are out first. The Revival Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder are out next, followed by Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler of the Forgotten Sons. Jack Riker is with them. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are out next. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits, are out next for Raw. Zack Ryder and Curt Hawkins are out next. Breezango and Tyler Breeze and Fandango hit the ring next. The Lucha House Party is out next. Lance Dorado and Grand Metalik, Imperium, Marcel Barthel, and Fabian Urchner are out next, lead by the WWE UK champion Walter. Heavy Machinery, Tucker, and Oz are out last. The bell rings and everyone starts brawling. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler works on Fandango, but he hangs on. Riker tries to interfere from the ringside. Color gets tossed, and the Forgotten Sons have been eliminated. 4 dumps Dorado to eliminate the Lucha House Party. The OC double teams Breeze in the corner. The Revival works on Otis. Ziggler tries to help them, but Tucker makes the save. Riker gets tossed out onto Hawkins and then have been eliminated. Ziggler and Archer trade shots in the corner. Robert Roode finally dumped Archer and the Imperium has been eliminated. Roode saves Ziggler from an elimination. Otis slams Ziggler and goes for the caterpillar. But the OC and the Revival teamed up and tossed him. Heavy Machinery has been eliminated. NXT is gone from the match after Breezango gets eliminated. The Revival gets eliminated by the OC. Next, it's down to OC, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler, and the Street Profits. The OC double team Robert Roode. They go for a magic killer, but Dolph Ziggler makes the save. Ziggler ends up super kicking Gallows from the apron. The OC has been eliminated. It's now down to Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler and the Street Profits. Both teams go at it. Robert Roode with a big spine buster to Dawkins. Ziggler accidentally super kicks Robert Roode after Dawkins' move. The Street Profits almost get eliminated, but Ford hangs on. They double team Ziggler now. Roode comes from behind and tosses Ford to the floor to get the elimination for the win. The winner of the match, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, so Smackdown score a point. After the match, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler celebrates. As Ziggler's music hits, we go to replay. Back from the break, Coach is joins for hour two by Caruso, Booker, and Christian. They talked about tonight's show, the plug the WWE Network. Christian thinks one of the NXT superstars will really shine tonight. We go back in the ring for another match. The triple threat for the NXT Cruiserweight title. Kalisto versus Akira Tozawa versus Lea Rush. We go back to the ring. Brian Saxton is joined by Nigel McGuinness. Out comes Kalisto first. Akira Tozawa is out next for Raw brand. NXT Cruiserweight Champion Lea Rush is out next. The bell rings, and they go at it. After some sizing up. Kalisto gets knocked to the floor as Lea Rush rolls Tozawa for a 2 count. Kalisto gets knocked back out and yanks Lea Rush out, sending him into the burial. Kalisto and Tozawa go at it again. Kalisto rocks Tozawa. Lea Rush ends up back in the picture after a break. Lea Rush blocks a double team and drops both opponents. Lea Rush with a 2 count on Tozawa. Lea Rush and Tozawa trade shots until Tozawa drops Lea Rush with a right hand. Lea Rush kicks Kalisto off the apron, but Tozawa drops Lea Rush on his head. Tozawa with a low drop kick to Lea Rush's head for a 2 count. Tozawa goes on top, but Lea Rush rocks him and climbs up. Kalisto climbs over and goes to the top with the other 2. Tozawa and Kalisto are trying to team up to bring Lea Rush to the mat at the same time with a double team, but he counters and hits a double Spanish fly. Lea Rush gets up first and delivers a strike to both. They fought back with the double team, but Lea Rush fought back Tozawa with a German to Rush, but Lea Rush breaks it. Kalisto goes on and drops Lea Rush for a close 2 count after kick. Tozawa ends up hitting a big senton on Rush for a 2 count. Tozawa can't believe the kick out. Kalisto and Tozawa go from arguing to trading strikes. Tozawa goes for a German but Kalisto blocks and hits a Celda del Sol. Leo Rush runs in and hits the final hour on Kalisto for the pin to retain. The winner of the match is still your cruiserweight champion, Leo Rush. After the match, Leo Rush stands tall with the title after putting NXT on the scoreboard. We go to replay. We come back to Rush heading to the back with his title. The panel is discussing tonight's non-title triple threat with secondary champions when Sami Zayn comes to the panel with a mic. He's talking about WWE Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura being disrespected. Sami Zayn says Booker just doesn't get it. Sami goes on ranting against the panel, saying they're just not giving the match enough respect. Sami goes on and promises we will see the best of Nakamura tonight. Coach sends us to another break. Triple threat NXT Tag Team Champions. The Undisputed Era versus Smackdown Tag Team Champions, The New Day, versus the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders. Kayla Braxton always looked good, by the way. But Kayla Braxton is backstage with SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day. They get hyped up about being the best, and they mention the injured Xavier Woods. Big E does his grand introduction as Kofi Kingston heads through the curtain with him, holding a platter of pancakes. Them pancakes gotta go. Kofi Kingston, please get rid of them pancakes, please. But anyway, let me continue. Vic welcomes us to ringside with Corey Graves and WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler at the announcer table as the New Day hits the ring. The NXT Tag Team Champions Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish of the Undisputed Era are out next. Then NXT Alicia Taylor is doing the ring introductions. Raw Tag Team Champions the Viking Raiders are out next. Eric and LeVar. Kyle O'Reilly, LeVar, and Big E starts first. Kyle O'Reilly gets lunch and comes Fish. LeVar and Big E double team the Undisputed Era a few times. Big E and LeVar unloads on each other and then in the middle of the ring now. Big E scoops LeVar, but he slides out. They run the ropes and Big E levels LeVar. Kyle O'Reilly sends Big E to the floor with an assistance from Bobby Fish. LeVar sends Kyle O'Reilly onto the corner. Eric tags in for a double team on Kyle O'Reilly. Eric and LeVar takes turns on O'Reilly. Eric slams LeVar on top of Kyle O'Reilly. Kofi tags in and gets at it with Eric. Kofi with a drop kick. Kofi unloads on O'Reilly in the corner now. Big E tags in and they double team Kyle O'Reilly for a 2 count. Kofi tags back in for another double team on O'Reilly for a 2 count. Kofi tosses Kyle O'Reilly out on the floor. Kofi kicks Bobby Fish on the apron. The New Day and the Vikings face off in the middle of the ring now. They started brawling. Big E and Eric go at it on the floor. Eric sends them onto the barrier. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly double team Kofi now, focusing on the leg or the knee. Kyle O'Reilly comes off the top with a knee drop on Kofi's knee. Kyle O'Reilly with a submission on the leg now. LeVar finally breaks it up. There's chaos now as everywhere gets involved and bodies are flying. Eric and Kofi go at it in the corner now. Kofi and Kyle O'Reilly fight now with O'Reilly unloading and coming in from the apron. Big E goes to spear Kyle O'Reilly off the apron, but he moves and Big E lands hard on the outside. Bobby Fish takes Kofi out on the floor. Eric scoops LeVar on the apron and slams him out on the floor on top of their opponents. Fans pop Eric begins Kyle O'Reilly onto the ring and rocks him while the others are down on the floor. Eric clothesline Kyle O'Reilly and scoots him, but Bobby Fish chops the knee out. Kyle O'Reilly with big kicks to Eric now. Bobby Fish tags in as Eric knocks Kyle O'Reilly out of the ring. Bobby Fish drops Eric back with a knee to the nose, and it looks like his nose might be busted. That was a brutal spot. Bobby Fish continues to work Eric over now. Kyle O'Reilly tags back in as they keeps him down. Kyle O'Reilly works on Eric knees as some fans chant for NXT. Bobby Fish launches Eric with a suplex, keeping him from the tag. Eric launches Bobby Fish over his head at Kyle O'Reilly on the apron. LeVar finally tags in and unloads on the Undisputed Era. LeVar with more big strikes. LeVar goes to the top and rolls through. Eric tags in with double knees to Bobby Fish. LeVar misses a cannonball in the corner as Bobby Fish makes the save. More back and forth now. Big E and launches Kyle O'Reilly, then Bobby Fish with a big suplex. Kofi with a big kick from the apron to an opponent on the floor. Eric mounts with big suplexes. Miles Big E in the corner with punches, but Kofi makes the save with a kick. The New Day hits a big double team stump move on Eric, but LeVar breaks the pin just in time. Big E ends up hitting a spear on Eric to the floor from the apron next to the other bodies. More chaos with all three teams. Eric rocks Big E with a huge knee. LeVar tags back in for the springboard German suplex with Eric to Big E. And Kofi goes for a trouble in paradise on the floor, but kicks the ring post. The Undisputed Era double teams Kofi with a high and low on the floor. The Vikings and the Undisputed Era sees the New Day down now. Both teams go at it and unloads. LeVar gets double teamed, but he screams back at them and dodges a high and low. The Viking Raiders go and hit a Viking Experience covering Bobby Fish to pin after knocking Kyle O'Reilly away. The winner of the match, the Viking Raiders. After the match, the scoreboard is even now. We go to replay as Eric and LeVar stand tall in the middle of the ring. We go back to the panel for a quick discussion on what just happened, and Christian prays that tag team works. Coach leads us to a video package on Daniel Bryan versus the WWE Universal Champion, The Fiend Bray Wyatt. We go back to the panel for a discussion on the WWE Universal title. Charlie plugs the WWE Negro one more time before the panel goes over the Survivor Series card once again. Charlie reveals that the 15-woman match will open the main Survivor Series card. There's a little more talk from the panel, but that's it for the Survivor Series kickoff. The 2019 Survivor Series pay-per-view opens up with a video package. We're live from the Allstate Arena near Chicago, Illinois. As Michael Cole welcomes us to the Sold Out Show. The power goes off inside the arena. Survivor Series Triple Threat Elimination Match. Captain Sasha Banks, Carmella, Donna Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross versus Captain Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Shirai versus Captain Charlotte Flair, Sarah Logan, Natalia, and the women's tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. We go right into the ring. It says we go right into the ring as Mike Rom does the introductions. Cole is joined by WWE Hall of Famers by Phoenix and Jerry Lawler. Our first is Team Smackdown Captain Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross. Team Raw is out next. Captain Charlotte Flair, Sarah Logan, Natalia, the women's tag team champions Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors. Cole shows us the Spanish and German announcer teams at ringside. Team NXT is introduced last. Captain Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, and Io Shirai. Lacey Evans, Sarah Logan, and Toni Storm starts off. Nikki cross tags in after Evans get double teamed and dumped to the floor. Sarah Logan ends up taking Toni Storm out and screaming in her face instead of pinning. Nikki Cross comes from behind, but Sarah Logan fights her off in a 2 count. Toni Storm ends up hitting a double German on Nikki Cross and Sarah Logan. Carmella tags in and does Kairi Sane and Io Shirai. Fans pop as Shirai stares at Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane and Io Shirai stare at each other. Down. Carmella waves to remind them she's in the match as well. She shows Io Shirai and gets decked. Carmella tags in Dana Brooke as Io Shirai and Kairi Sane go at it. Shirai ends up hitting the basement drop kick to the face. Kairi Sane comes back with a 2 count on Io Shirai. Dana Brooke gets involved now. Dana Brooke launches Shirai onto Kairi Sane and then splashes them in the corner. Dana Brooke goes to the top and hits a senton on Io Shirai and Kairi Sane stack. And she covers Kairi Sane for a 2 count. Lacey Evans tags in and double teams Io Shirai with Dana Brooke for a 2 count. Lacey Evans with a 2 count. Candice LeRae tags in and covers Lacey Evans for a 2 count. Lacey Evans slaps Candice LeRae and toss trash. They go at it. Asuka also gets involved, but Candice LeRae unloads on her. Candice LeRae with a 2 count on Lacey Evans. Rhea Ripley comes in and rocks Lacey Evans. Asuka with the Asuka lock on Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair makes the save. Natalia clothesline Bianca Belair. Nikki Cross with a neck breaker to Natalia. Alright. Where was I at? I'm sorry, guys. Where was I at? I knew I was right here. Here we go. Sorry about that. Io Shirai drop kicks Asuka for it says Io Shirai drop kicks Asuka. Charlotte Flair with a huge spear on Shirai. The bodies continue flying as chaos breaks out with everyone running in and hit moves. Sasha Banks with a backstabber for a standing observation on what looks like Logan. Team NXT is out checking on Shirai and Candice LeRae who look to be injured at ringside. Trainers are called down to check on them. Team Raw and Team Smackdown watches and taunts some from ringside apron. Shirai and lerae are helped to the back now. Lacey Evans comes in for her team, but tags Sasha Banks in after they see Ripley and Charlotte Flair meeting in the middle of the ring. It's Flair and Banks and Ripley having words now. Bianca Belair tags in and words with Flair and Sasha Banks now. Logan tags in as Nikki Cross finally get in and gets physical as Nikki Cross attacks Bianca Belair now. Logan tags in as also Nikki Cross. They finally get physical as Nikki Cross attacks Bianca Belair with the Nikki Cross with the neck breaker on Sarah Logan. Nikki Cross was more offensive on Bianca Belair. Nikki Cross takes Rhea Ripley down to the apron to the floor. Then unloads on Toni Storm against the apron. Rhea Ripley gets kicked from the apron again. Bianca Belair rolls Nikki Cross up for the first elimination, thanks to the interference from the NXT. Carmella and Sarah Logan and Bianca Belair go at it now. Bianca Belair drives Carmella onto the mat. Carmella goes out for a breather as Bianca Belair unloads on Sarah Logan in the corner. Sarah Logan fights out of the corner and headbutts Bianca Belair down. Sarah Logan leaps from the apron and take out Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley on the floor. Sarah Logan brings Bianca Belair back in the ring. Bianca Belair slams her in over the top rope. Bianca Belair moonsaults onto Sarah Logan, but Natalya breaks the pin up. Sarah Logan with a 2 count on Bianca Belair after more back and forth. Bianca Belair goes on and hits a big move from the top rope, nailing Sarah Logan and covering for the pin. Bianca Belair has her second elimination as Sarah Logan is gone. Charlotte Flair comes back in and Bianca Belair has words for her. Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair go at it. Charlotte Flair clotheslines Bianca Belair. Carmella comes back in and rolls Charlotte Flair from behind for a 2 count. Carmella takes control of Flair now. Flair sends Carmella to the floor with a big boot. Bianca Belair rolls Charlotte Flair from behind for a 2 count. Charlotte Flair levels Bianca Belair with a big boot to the face. Flair goes back to the top, but Carmella cuts her off. Carmella goes to grab Flair with her head scissors, but backfires. Flair powers Carmella up for a powerbomb, but Carmella counters, launching Charlotte Flair onto Bianca Belair with a big hurricanrana. Carmella with quick pin attempts, but Flair and Bianca kick out. Carmella screams out in frustrations. Carmella keeps control and rocks Bianca Belair in the jaw for another 2 count. Flair's with a natural selection Flair for the pin. Carmella has been eliminated. Flair stirs for a pop. Sane, Toni Storm, and Sasha Banks all tag in now, representing their brand. They go at it, and Toni Storm gets the upper hand. Toni Storm levels Banks, but Kairi Sane levels Toni Storm to send her down. Kairi Sane goes to the mat with the insane elbow on, but Sasha Banks breaks up the pin, breaks up with the meteor. Sasha Banks covers Kairi Sane for the elimination. Kairi Sane is gone. Asuka runs in and attacks Sasha Banks for elimination, her partner. Asuka also has shot for Toni Storm and others. Asuka drops Dana Brooke with a kick to the face, as Dana has been eliminated. Asuka brags, but Charlotte Flair tags herself in. Asuka shoves her, and they not happy now. Charlotte Flair and Asuka with more arguing. Flair drops Asuka. Lacey Evans comes over, but Charlotte Flair unloads her with chops. Charlotte Flair launches Lacey Evans onto the turnbuckle. Flair kips up, but Asuka comes in and spits the green mist in Charlotte Flair's face. Charlotte Flair can't see now. Lacey Evans drops Flair with the woman's right hand, covers for the pin. Charlotte Flair has been eliminated. Asuka has also walked out, and Natalya is now alone. Lacey Evans and Natalya go at it now. Toni Storm gets involved. Natalya and Toni Storm takes turns on Evans. Natalya clothesline Toni Storm. Natalya rolls Lacey Evans up for the pin. Lacey Evans has been eliminated. Natalya ends up with Toni Storm in a sharpshooter, while Sasha Banks also has her in the bake statements. Toni Storm taps out. It's down to Natalya versus Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley now. Bianca Belair comes in, but Sasha Banks and Natalya double team her with a heart attack. Banks cover for the pin to eliminate Bianca Belair. Sasha Banks and Natalya stand together and wait for Rhea Ripley to come in. They turn and Sasha Banks drops Natalya for a pin. Natalya has been eliminated. It's down to Sasha Banks and Rhea Ripley now. They have words as the crowd pops. Sasha Banks swing, but Rhea Ripley blocks and rocks her. They go at it, and Rhea Ripley plants Sasha Banks' face first. Rhea Ripley with a drop kick for a close 2 count. Sasha Banks tries to counter, but Rhea Ripley powers up. Sasha Banks turns it into a sleeper hold from her back. Sasha Banks drops Rhea Ripley into the middle turnbuckle. Sasha Banks with double knees to the face. Sasha Banks goes to the top and leaps down with the mediocre, but Rhea Ripley still kicks out of it too. Sasha Banks keeps control and goes to the top. Sasha Banks leads, but Rhea Ripley kicks her in the face on the way down. Sasha Banks kicks out at two. Rhea Ripley manhandles Sasha Banks some with a submission in the middle of the ring. Sasha Banks counters and takes her down to the mat for a bank statement. Rhea Ripley crawls and resists, but Sasha Banks tightens back up. Shirai and Candice run back down and pull Rhea Ripley out of the ring for safety. Fans boo. Sasha Banks and Shirai and Candice through the ropes. Rhea Ripley sends Sasha Banks into the burial. Then the apron. Rhea Ripley brings Sasha Banks back into the ring and says it's over. Rhea Ripley goes from the rapper but it's blocked. Sasha Banks drops Rhea Ripley with a kick to the head. Shirai comes from behind, but Sasha Banks drops her. Candice LeRae provides a distraction, and Shirai flies off the top. They go on, and Rhea Ripley hits the rapper two on Sasha Banks for the pin to win. The winner of the match, Team NXT, Rhea Ripley, Shirai, and Candice LeRae. It says after the match, the Team NXT participants standing tall as the music hits. They taunt Sasha Banks some and then leave as the referee checks on Sasha Banks. We go to replay. Toni, Storm, and Bianca Belair join the others on the stage as Team NXT celebrates the big win. Back from the break, the announcers shows us how Kevin Owens joined team captain at Team NXT Takeover War Games event last night. Kevin Owens is backstage now when Seth Rollins walks up. Kevin Owens asks if he has something to say or not. Rollins says everyone has last night's how Owens had a big moment with Team NXT. Seth Rollins goes on and says he hates to ask, but considering Owens' history, he needs to know where Owens' loyalty is tonight. Team Raw or Team NXT. Owens says last night was about what the Undisputed Era did to him. He admits he has a strong connection to NXT, but NXT doesn't need him. And Raw Ray does. So Owens tells Rollins not to worry because Team Raw tonight. Owens says Rollins questioning his loyalty and his history. It's funny. Owens brings up Rollins turning on the Shield and then walks off. Okay, triple threat match for the Intercontinental Champion. Shinsuke Nakamura versus the NXT North American Champion. Roger Strong versus the United States Champion. AJ Styles. I already know who won this match. So the winner of the match, Roger Strong. After the match, Roger Strong takes his North American Champion title belt on the stage and brags as we go to replays. AJ throws a fit at ringside. Roger Strong celebrates to the back. We see Daniel Bryan warming up in the back when The Miz walks in. The Miz admits they don't like each other, but they can't stop thinking about the feeling. The Fiend brought to the ring the other night. Miz goes on and says, for their sake, for everyone's sakes, Bryan needs to take out the Fiend tonight. Daniel Bryan tells The Miz to shut up and get up out of his face. Back from the break. It's time for the NXT match. The NXT title match. Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole. This match was good. This was the match of the night. They stole the show. Pete Dunne and Adam Cole stole Survivor Series, man. They stole the show, man. This was the match of the night. So that's all I got something to say here. But the winner of the match, Adam Cole, retains the NXT champion. After the match, Adam Cole stands tall as his music hits and raised the NXT title. We go to replay. The rest of the Undisputed Era stands tall on stage, with Cole now as the crowd cheers them on. The announcers look at the WWE community event in Chicago over the weekend. We get a video package tonight's WWE Universal Champion title match. The WWE Universal Champion Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend. I already know what happened at this match. And it says the winner of the match, Bray Wyatt. The Fiend Bray Wyatt beat Daniel Bryan. After the match, the Fiend Bray Wyatt stands tall with the title as the music hits. We go to replays. The lights flash over the Fiend as he looks on from the stage. Sarah Schreiber is backstage with Rey Mysterio asking about the WWE title match tonight. Rey talks about his history with Brock Lesnar. Rey says never changed, but he did. Rey says he will do things to Lesnar tonight that the old Rey would never have done. Rey goes on and says he hopes his son Dominic is watching closely from home tonight, and he used his pipe to beat Lesnar and destroy him. Man Survivor Series. Brock Lesnar already won this match, so that's all I gotta say. So it is what it's from here. But moving on. Man Survivor Series Triple Threat match. Team Raw Captain Seth Rollins, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton versus Team Smackdown Captain Roman Reigns, King Baron Corbin, Shorty G, Mustafa Ali, and Braun Strowman versus Team NXT Captain Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, Damian Priest, and the UK Champion Walter. That's all I gotta say from here. But who won this match? Let's see who won this match. The winners of the match, Team SmackDown. I really want Keith Lee to win this match, but it is what it is. But the Roman Reigns agenda still continues. But it is what it is from here. But Keith Lee has my respect. So Keith Lee is the real number one. It's the real winner. So even though Keith Lee lost, but I really want Keith Lee to win, just like I said earlier. After the match, Roman Reigns stands tall as the SmackDown's music hits. We go to replay. Roman Reigns slowly gets up, waiting for Keith Lee. Roman Reigns nods at Keith Lee, and they show respect. Lee is finally up to his feet as well. Roman Reigns nods at him some more. Keith Lee also showed respect to Roman Reigns, approaching and offers his hand for a fist pump. Keith Lee bumps and then makes his exit from the ring. Roman Reigns hits the corner to pose as his own theme music starts up. Roman Reigns played the crowd for a mixed reaction. The funny part is of this match, Roman Reigns got tagged and the fans booed at Roman Reigns. That was the funny part. We get a backstage pre-record promo with Becky Lynch sending warnings to Shayna Baszler and Bayley. We get a video package from tonight's WWE title match. No holds barred, no disqualification for the WWE title match. Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar. Now I said this before on my SmackDown review that Rey Mysterio is not going to take the title off of. It's not going to take the WWE Championship away from Brock Lesnar. I just said it, so I already know Brock Lesnar is the winner. So it is what it is from there. After the match, Lesnar crawls out of the ring and takes the title, and his music hits. Dominic crawls to Rey and checks on him. We go to replay. Heyman celebrates with Brock Lesnar as they exit with the title, and Rey and his son try to recover. Back from the break, Michael Cole leads us to a video package for tonight's main event. A triple threat match. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler and SmackDown Women's Championship Bayley. I'm sorry. I said Becky Lynch. I'm sorry. A triple threat match. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus NXT Shayna Baszler, NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler, and Smackdown Women's Champion Bayley. This match was decent. We go to the ring for tonight's non-title match, main event for Outcomes first, SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler is out next. We see Shayna Baszler marching through the back with Jasamir Duke, and Marina Shafir. Duke and Shafir stop at the gorilla position and let Shayna Baszler come out on her own. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch is out next. The bell rings and they all face off. They all stall some until a brawl breaks out. Shayna Baszler rocks Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch clothesline Bayley. Bayley clothesline Becky Lynch. I'm sorry. Shayna Baszler ducks Bayley and takes her down with right hands. They roll around into the floor. Becky Lynch gets involved and takes them both down. Bayley brings Bayley back in there and takes her down for a 2 count. Bayley unloads on and Bayley hits a leg drop. Becky missed a big leg drop. Bayley comes back and covers, but Becky slides out. Becky Lynch knocks Shayna Baszler back down. Becky Lynch goes to the top, but Bayley cuts her off and sends her to the mat. Shayna Baszler gets in between her opponents. Takeover. She works on Becky's arm while she's down. Bayley gets involved and Bayley isn't happy. Bayley and Baszler go at it now. Baszler with a high running knee in the corner to Bayley. Becky Lynch runs in and draws Shayna Baszler as she charges Bayley. Becky Lynch work over both of them in the corner, but Shayna Baszler takes her down. Bayley sends Shayna Baszler out and drops Becky. Bayley stumps away while Becky is down now. Bayley with shoulder to thrust to Becky in the corner. Bayley with more offense and down to Becky Lynch. Shayna Baszler comes back from the floor, but Bayley knocks her off the apron. Bayley goes back to work on Becky and keeps her down. Bayley plays the crowd and they boos her. Bayley keeps Becky Lynch down for another 2 count and more boos from the crowd. Shayna Baszler pulls Bayley off a pin attempt. They're all three back in the ring again. Becky with an exploder on Bayley. All 3 superstar straight shots and power moves now. Becky Lynch with a DDT on Bayley for a 2 count. Becky with a elbow drop to Bayley for a 2 count. As Shayna Baszler breaks it up. Becky Lynch eventually goes for disarm her on Bayley, but Shayna Baszler breaks it up. Shayna drops Becky Lynch on her head for a 2 count. More back and forth and train shots now. Shayna Baszler mounts Bayley and pounds on her. Shayna Baszler with a suplex for a 2 count. Everyone goes down once again after a drop kick from the top. Becky Lynch gets up and stares Shayna Baszler down. They trade big strikes now. Baszler ends up taking Bayley to the corner and beating her down. Shayna Baszler climbs up for a suplex, but Bayley fights her off onto the mat. Becky Lynch comes up, but Bayley sends her back to the mat. Bayley charges on the apron to Becky onto the floor, but Shayna Baszler grabs a Kirifuda clutch to Bayley. Becky Lynch messes that up for Shayna Baszler. Becky Lynch ends up powerbomb Shayna Baszler from the corner for another close 2 count. Becky Lynch tried to rally fans. She tries to take Shayna Baszler and to disarm her, but Shayna Baszler goes for the Kirifuda clutch, and this leads to Becky Lynch rolls for a 2 count. Becky Lynch goes for right to disarm her now. Bailey gets launched from the apron to the floor and then lands hard. Shayna Baszler her onto the ring post. More back and forth between Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. Now Shayna Baszler runs Becky Lynch onto the ring post. Now Shayna Baszler sees Becky Lynch knee first into the steel ring steps, and again Shayna Baszler slams Becky Lynch head first onto the announcer table. Shayna Baszler lifts Becky Lynch on her shoulders and launches her back first onto the announcer table. Bayley runs over and out of everywhere and clotheslines Shayna Baszler. Bayley brings Shayna Baszler into the ring, but Shayna Baszler goes for the Kafuda clutch. Bayley counters for a 2 count. Bayley counters with a move and hits a back suplex for a 2 count. Bayley goes to the top for an elbow drop, but Shayna Baszler moves and applies the Kafuda clutch on the mat. Bayley resists it and Shayna Baszler fights it. Shayna Baszler keeps the Kafuda clutch applied and Bayley taps for the win. The winner of the match, Shayna Baszler. Like I said, this match was decent. After the match, Shayna Baszler takes her title and sits up in the middle of the ring as her music hits. We go to replay. Bayley rolls over and tries to recover. Shayna Baszler has her arm raised by the referee, and the graphics show that the night ended with Raw 1, 4 points, NXT 2 points to Smackdown. Shayna Baszler exits the ring and stands on top of the announcer table, posing and looking down at Becky Lynch, who is still laid out. Shayna Baszler turns to leave the announcer table, but Lynch jumped up and knocks her down. Becky Lynch drives Becky Lynch onto the German suplex announcer table as the fans start chanting for her. Becky Lynch jumps off the top of the barrel and pushes Shayna Baszler through the table. Now Becky stands tall and says something about this being her show. Becky Lynch music hits and stands tall. We go to more replay. The 2019 Survivor Series pay-per-view goes off the air with Becky Lynch raising her title and then talking trash while standing on top of the announcer table. This Survivor Series pay-per-view was good because of Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole. That match was good. They stole the show on this one. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my Survivor Series review on Wazow's team NXT Reign Supreme, drop a like on this video. Comment down below what you guys think of Survivor Series, and I'll see you guys later. Big Boy John 25, KFG Family, KFG Production, and I'm out of here.